And so today, a big report was pushed all over social media and by the New York Post. And it talks about a new report from a nonprofit. And it says that influencers like me and like Jackson Hinkle and like Myron Gaines and Jake Shields and Dan Bilzerian and all of the critics of Israel, all of the opponents of the war in Iran and the conflict in the Middle East, it says that all of us are the beneficiaries of botted engagement from Iran. They say that we're not actually popular. Nobody really agrees with us. Our engagement is all fake. We're all being artificially propped up by bot farms originating from inside the Islamic Republic of Iran and Russia and the Kremlin. Because, of course, why would anybody be opposed to a Middle Eastern war overthrowing another regime about WMDs unless they were being told to by Iranians and Russians and who else? China? And who else? Hitler? I mean, we might as well throw that in there, right? Hitler is botting it as well. The Nazis are botting it. All these Nazis that are perpetrating the all-time high anti-Semitic incidents, right? It's around every corner, behind every bush. This is a story. It's from the New York Post. It says, quote, Russia and Iran are targeting the Make America Great Again movement and trying to destabilize the right from within, according to a new report. Both rogue states are using tens of thousands of social media bots to amplify untrue voices and opinions, masquerading as MAGA loyalists to cause chaos and confusion and question U.S. leadership. The bots are automated software applications that mimic human activity on social media. They're used to amplify real-life influencers who post untrue narratives designed to discredit President Trump and his conservative stalwarts, according to a bombshell new report from the Network Contagion Research Institute, the NCRI, a politically neutral nonprofit that studies extremism on the web. One of the analysts said, quote, this is exactly the purpose of the psychological operation, to destabilize people's perceptions of institutions that are supposed to protect us. The bots make it look like extreme posters have tons of support, which helps to persuade real-life viewers that what they are posting is legitimate. And you almost have to laugh. It's almost like laugh out loud funny. Because obviously there is an awakening happening in the country, and I see it everywhere. So many of my friends text me and they say, oh, you know, my gym buddy that I go to the gym with, he's watching your clips. Oh, my friends from college and high school, they're reposting your clips on their story. Oh, my colleague from work was talking about you today. I hear it from almost everybody I know now, and I get recognized every time I go out. And obviously this is a huge blow to the establishment. It's a huge blow to their legitimacy, to their credibility, and especially about the legitimacy and credibility of their narratives, like the idea that Israel's our closest ally, and Iran is chanting death to America, and that's why we need to bomb them, because they're going to wash the world in blood and kill everybody with nukes. And so when they see that everybody in America is saying, you know what, this is a load of bullshit. Israel is responsible for these wars. Maybe they did have a hand in 9/11. We don't want to go to war for Israel and Iran. We want to build our own country. We want to fight our own battles. Well, their only response is to say, oh, well, that's not real. This mass awakening, this groundswell of support, that's not real. That's not happening. That's all fake. Those are not real people. Those are software programs. Those are bots, and they're coming from Iran. So Iran has a nuclear weapon. They're chanting death to America. They're going to kill everybody. And they are why Nick Fuentes is so popular too. They have sleeper cells everywhere. They have suitcase nukes everywhere. They control Tucker Carlson. They control the internet. And you have to take a step back and say, are the people that are pushing this narrative even serious? Where's the self-awareness? That's what they're going with? It's just surprising. Of all of the counter narratives that they can run, out of every tool in their arsenal that they could use, that's what they're going with? And the grand irony of it all is there is a country in the Middle East that has nukes. There is a country that has sleeper cells all over America that would carry out terror attacks. There is a transnational gang that is influencing all of our politicians. There is a country and a group of people that controls the internet, but it's not Iran. No one's going to get fired from their job for saying fuck Iran. No one's going to lose their job or lose their seat in Congress for saying Iran is responsible for every war in the world. You know, you're not going to get in any kind of trouble or face social repercussions for saying fuck Islam. Islam is a death cult that is about child sacrifice and pedophilia. Like, it goes on and on and on. Like, one country has an undeclared nuclear program. It isn't Iran. It goes on and on and on and on. And the irony couldn't be more rich and deep and delicious than this. But yet, actually, it is. It gets better. So, they're pushing us into another regime change war in the Middle East. How is this even possible? Nobody knows. We didn't learn our lesson in Afghanistan or Iraq or Libya or Syria or any of these countries. We've been fighting there for 25 years. We haven't won anything. We spent trillions of dollars. Thousands of Americans have died. We've created terrorism. We fought them over there, then we imported them as refugees here. Everybody's sick of it. We're sick of all of it. And yet they're pushing us into another war. Consequently, anti-war voices like me and like Jake Shields and Dan Bilzerian and Myron and everybody like that are getting really popular because the people are saying, we're done with this. Nobody wants to fight Iran. Nobody buys this nonsense that they're trying to kill us all. And we all know that Israel wants this because they want us to fight their wars.
Had links to anti-war news sources in the Jimmy Dore show is on the back as well. Included. An incel-looking guy harassed me about how the Jimmy Dore is a Russian propagandist. His source was Kyle Kuklinski, and I said I join with anyone to do good and no one to do bad. Incel guy was pissed and backed up. Wow, good for you. This is not the 21st century. All right. Talway, I can't believe so many people fall for this shit, even with the dystopian undertones. Why would I need to be authenticated or connected to my car or anything else? Why would anyone want to be? No kidding.
Why does Zillow watch me in the shower? Anyone?
I saw this meme, and it's an old washing machine, and they say, can I have something with just buttons and knobs? I can't believe how many things have to be connected to your phone. Like, how many apps do you need? I don't think it's making my life easier. I like a nice button. I like a nice knob. Put that on a t-shirt. This is called The Primrose Path, Savage. Watch the new doc, The Agenda. It recently just came out and it's free on YouTube. It's a must-watch for everybody. Havagis. Thank you, Havagis. Agenda. The Agenda. Duly noted. I got something to flip for that chip lady. Whoa.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagenda.
I don't know what the IQ was in the one story, that the LGBT IQ.
LGBTIQ. What is the I?
Incel?
No. I think you meant how smart you are as a gay. You mean like they added another letter?
Yes.
LGBTI.
That's not an orientation. That's just you're a nerd.
And you know what's really the most ironic part is how much parades are gay. Let's just all agree.
I've been saying that joke for a long, long time. Because when the monkeypox parade, Jimmy, monkeypox story, and it was for how to be safe to go to the ass fucking parade. I don't remember. Oh, the Dore.
Dore Alley.
Oh, that's right, Dore Alley.
And I was like, you could go ass fuck at a parade. Like, why else would you go to a parade? Well, I hope I hear a tuba today. Oh, you're here for marching band? I'm here for the ass fucking. I guess we'll both enjoy the parade very much.
Here, let me play. So Kurt just sent me this.
Yes, I'll be in the 2028 Holmes administration as the tech guy, and yeah.
So this is from
relief is coming. Justice is coming.
Justice is coming. This is from DeAndre Holmes.
Yeah, the great
DeAndre Holmes. The Republicans and the Democrats. It's a mother gangster party. It's your boy DeAndre, and I'm the 48th president of the United States of America. My first order of business is that weed is legal everywhere and prostitution. Ain't nothing wrong with buying a little ass. And I'd like to introduce you to my vice president, my nigga Mad Dog.
Yo, what up? I'm the vice president, the second highest ranking, and I'm about to get high as shit. You know what I mean? I'm the vice joint chief of staff. We about to be high as shit.
Good morning, Mr. President.
Damn right I'ma have interns. What's the purpose of being the president if you can't get your sucked? That limo, we ride around in style. I got 2 slim, thick babies riding around in a Cadillac. I got a first, second, and a third lady. We pomegranate.
Don't you mean polygamy, sir?
Yeah, nigga, I'm from Utah. I got my own Elon Musk. He's smart as hell, but he weirder than a mother. Kurt Mesenberger. He know about all that nerd shit. You know, Space Cadet, Power Rangers, Goonin'. Hey, motherfucker. We gonna retire Air Force One, and we bringing in the plane from Soul Plane. Man, they got everything on that motherfucker, boy. They shoot dice in there. You know, you can buy you a little shot of ass if you want to. 5. I'm undefeated in debate.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 2028 presidential debate, gun control. Senator McCreary, what is your stance?
I think we need to have stricter laws on gun control.
Hey, you out your goddamn mind, Hillary Clinton, and I want everybody to have a gun.
DeAndre, please.
My opponent's gun laws are going to be the loosest in the nation's history.
Men, women, children,
Please stop talking.
crazy motherfuckers.
Please stop
How
talking.
else they gonna fight them demons?
DeAndre, this isn't a movie theater. Please please calm
Get
down.
him a gun. Hey,
My opponent is clearly ignorant.
hey, man, you just called me the N-word?
No.
Man, ever since I done been the president, I done got my dick sucked everywhere. And one day, I got my damn dick sucked on the Soul Plane, in the Oval Office, and I got my dick sucked in the Cadillac. Man, I done got my dick sucked from sea to shining sea. I'm tired of just playing defense, so I elected the Secretary of Offense, Matty Stu. We need to score some points.
Listen, we're gonna have I formation, double wing T, run the ball down your throat, hard nosed type of country. Yeah, I made a promise with DeAndre. Within his first year of presidency, we'll be in at least 5 wars. That's a ring for each finger, baby. We're taking the championship back where it started.
I ordered drone strikes on Junebug, Pookie D, and Slim from the park.
Mr. President, that sounds personal.
It is personal. Some motherfuckers owe me money.
This administration, we're committed to transparency. We are going to commit fraud. By the end of the year, we're going to put together a list of all the shit we stole from you guys. Every single thing. And we're going to give it to you because y'all not going to do shit about it.
I'll pardon anybody. It ain't nothing but $5,000 plus gratuity.
The president signed the executive order creating the Hot Tour Department, pursuing a full disclosure model. Aliens, they are real and they run shit. We did 9/11. President France's wife hasn't, we all knew. I personally seen video that I think proves Michelle Obama has a dick.
Actually, you know what? That list is just going to be a diss track. We're going to diss all you motherfuckers in some drill rap video because y'all not going to do shit about it. We run this bitch. Any more questions? Psych.
Garth is real. Atlantis is real. We have a military base in Antarctica to hide it all, and there's of course an ice wall, and the Earth is flat. Thank you, and hawk to the moon.
Immigration. Representative Kennedy, you have the floor.
We're just letting too many felons and rapists into the
He's really handicapped.
This motherfucker got a damn worm in his head.
DeAndre, please.
He's trying to get rid of Red 40. That's all goddamn Kool-Aid is. This is an attack on the black community by the damn Kennedy Party.
DeAndre, we're going to be forced to mute your mic. I'm not even sure that would do anything, but please just stop.
What is this debate, okay? And can we stop talking about the King Water, okay?
This is very serious.
Tell him how you got that black eye, you smart-hearted motherfucker.
Well, I was wrestling with my son, and
Stop on that goddamn line. You got pistol whip. We're talking about the black queen, Michelle Obama. 3 black queens you ain't gonna talk about. Michelle Obama, Florida Evans, or Claire Huss, goddammit.
just in fairness, I never brought up the
Lie again, motherfucker. This nigga done had my back since O-Block. Ain't no way you gonna assassinate me. You damn sure don't want him to be the president. This nigga's a nut.
Democracy's on the ballot today. Let it go, let it go.
I'm telling you, they shoot real mad, dog.
Damn it.
They treat me like Abraham Lincoln. I'm flabbergasted. Who shot at me? Oh, I don't know, bro. Keep shooting.
Man, let me hear that shit.
Submit your idea at hiredeandre.com.
The first one was Sherlock Holmes, but he just puts this guy in everything. So he's the new pope. He's the president in 2028, and I will be in the administration.
Fantastic. Very funny. Nice work. Over to Steph.
Oh, right. I loved it. Thank you so much.
Can't show it on YouTube.
That's crazy, right?
Instagram. It's his Instagram.
Yeah, but I can't show it on, well, because they have the guns. You can't show guns.
Is that right?
Yeah, on YouTube.
Oh, he's all on Instagram with it, so you're probably right. I've only seen it on Instagram.
All right, here we go. It's funny how fast everyone forgets how they installed the very strange-looking so-called 5G towers everywhere. Did you notice any Wi-Fi improvement? William wants to know. I got something to flip for that chip lady, duly noted. All right. Don't forget about The Agenda, the new documentary. Much appreciated. Oh, that one was called, this is called The Primrose Path. Savage says, the sixth root race is the race of Christianity. Savage. Never trust a woman with, okay, Wilfred, thank you. Anyone else now thinking that Ted Kaczynski was 100% correct?
Well,
P. Walker wants to know.
I mean, I don't think it was correct that he sent bombs in the mail, but...
Yeah, no, he knew the plan, but I just don't get the part where you blow up somebody's secretary to help.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I'm a little... But, again, not a conspiracy. We all know he was MK Ultra'd.
He was MK Ultra'd.
Like Charles Manson or like Whitey Bulger or like a dozen people that are connected by that thing. So I wonder if there's something there. Oh, you can use the thing on YouTube. He says he's on his and he's fine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I just want to show people this. Just in case you are still on the fence about Israel, Israeli settlers are now burning down the Christian town of Tibet in the West Bank.
Yeah. Judeo-Christian values, Jimmy, at work.
The village is known for its uniquely all Christian population, and Israeli settlers are burning it down. Cars, lands, and home all attacked in a series of violent pogroms aimed at uprooting Palestinian communities. So these are brown people who are Christians.
Yeah.
So that's what this is. So just so you know, this isn't a religious war. This is a mob war. And the Zionists just did a hit on another very powerful family. And it's the Christian family.
Yeah. There's no the Christians or the Jews. I hope people have picked that up at this point.
Right.
Okay. So like, oh yeah, we're all together till I don't like one specific thing you think, then we're going to be separate. So every time somebody lumps them all together, they're wrong. But I'm surprised at Christians here that do lump all the Christians together that have no idea about this, and I don't think they'd like to know.
Right. So here's some of it. Here's just a little bit of video. That's the kind of stuff they're doing. That's a car burning. That's the houses and land. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Tibet is what it looks like. Tibet is a Palestinian village in the West Bank, 15 kilometers northeast of Jerusalem and 12 kilometers northeast of Ramallah, in the Ramallah and Al-Bira Governorate of Palestine. According to the Palestinian Central Bureau of Statistics, Tibet had a population of 1,340 people in 2017. Tibet is one of about a dozen majority Christian villages in the West Bank. So these aren't Muslims. This isn't Hamas. These are 3 Palestinians were killed in the West Bank clash with Israel settlers and troops. They call it a clash. Sounds like just a spontaneous fight broke out.
A clash.
So what I say is find someone who loves you as much as the Western media loves using the passive voice when describing Israelis killing Palestinians, because that's what that. So the headline should be Israel kills Palestinians in the West Bank. That should be the headline. But the headline is 3 Palestinians killed in the West Bank clash. So it wasn't. We don't know who did it. It wasn't the Israelis who killed them. Isn't that awesome? I think it is. So here's what happened. This is according to the Washington Post. Dozens of armed Israeli settlers attacked 2 Palestinian villages in the occupied West Bank late Wednesday, setting homes ablaze and sparking a confrontation with Palestinian residents that drew in Israeli security forces, according to local Palestinian authorities and Israeli defense forces. 3 Palestinians were killed in Kafr Malik, the Palestinian Health Ministry said, though it was not immediately clear whether it was the Israeli soldiers or settlers who were responsible for the fatal shots. Really? Yeah, I'm sure the IDF will do an investigation. In the nearby village of Tebeh, vigilantes speaking Hebrew were filmed setting fire to a vehicle earlier Wednesday, according to the Israeli rights group B'Tselem, which acquired the video. The deadly clash in Kafr Malik was the latest instance of armed settlers carrying out violent raids against Palestinian villages in the West Bank, often with impunity in the presence of Israeli soldiers or directly with their help. Internal Israeli military data showed that crimes committed by soldiers and settlers against Palestinians in the West Bank during the first 2 months of 2025 surged 30% compared with just a year earlier. That's from the Yedoth Aranath newspaper, citing and where did they get their information? Well, they got their information from Israeli security officials who were concerned by the uptick. Israeli security officials.
Every time I tell people that don't believe me, I go, if you'd like to know, go look at Israel's news, which is remarkably honest compared to our news, which is chewed up garbage to feed to idiot cow-brain children. But in Israel, they haven't had all the program we had for 12 years, so they're saying things that they would have said back after 9/11 that you'd let go, right?
Yeah.
Like, only a few people go, that's weird and racist. Back then, they're in that mode all day. So you can get a remarkably accurate picture of what they're doing.
The IDF said in a statement that its soldiers were dispatched to quell a confrontation between settlers and Palestinians. Not an attack by settlers on the Palestinians, but a confrontation between them. See how they put this? This is amazing. That's why I have a show. But their attacks, but then the IDF soldiers were then attacked by rocks and fire. They put it in quotes.
Oh my God. Was it Iran? Iranian rocks?
Maybe it was inside the village. Troops then opened fire.
Good. All right.
On the Palestinians, on the Christian Palestinians. The IDF then opened fire on them toward the source of the fire and the rock hurlers.
Yeah.
And later found that several people were injured and killed.
You know, I don't think they share our values, those Christians. And, you know, they probably say racist stuff like Christ is king to themselves.
It's weird. They had this funny habit of sending more guys to quell the violence than that they actually started. Kafr Malik's mayor, Najim Dowd, told the Washington Post that settlers carrying M16 rifles, so Israeli settlers carrying M16s and Molotov cocktails, arrived at 7 p.m. local time and burned 4 cars. When they tried to approach homes to set the homes ablaze, they were then surrounded by local Palestinians. Soon after that, the IDF arrived and tear gassed to disperse the clashing crowds, and also shot people.
Wait, question, Jimmy. I'm a little confused by this. Settlers carry M16 rifles. I thought Israel has very strong gun laws. In fact, John Stewart used to comment, and liberals would go, maybe we should have Israeli-style gun laws where people can't have guns unless they're in the military. So why do these settlers have M16 rifles that they can carry around? Does anybody know the I don't know the answer. Yeah.
Then the soldiers started shooting live ammunitions at the residents, who were civilians who came to stop the fire and to defend their village with rocks and sticks.
Yeah. And Israel's still losing.
Yeah.
Israel's still losing, and this is what they do.
And so that's from the mayor, and he disputed the IDF's claim that the Palestinians were the ones who fired guns at soldiers and accused the IDF soldiers of killing 3 people.
That's the Israeli mayor?
No, that's the West Bank Palestinian mayor.
Well, he's probably lying because, you know,
Yeah, he's Palestinian.
Judeo-Christian values.
The 5 Israelis, and they arrested 5 Israelis, and the 5 Israelis were released Thursday morning after being cleared of any suspicion.
Oh, were they at least allowed to rape some Palestinian young prisoners before they left to make up for it?
A spokesman for the Israeli police did not immediately respond to a request for comment. The law enforcement agency, which is led by Israel's far-right Minister of National Security and settler leader Itamar Ben-Gvir, who I'm pretty sure is a terrorist.
Both in Israel and in America, he's considered
a legit terrorist by Israel's own government.
Yeah, well, Al-Qaeda is too, but they put them in charge of Syria, so
Right.
don't get too hung up.
And he has jurisdiction over settlers living in the West Bank, while the IDF is responsible for overall public safety in the occupied territory. Safety. Violence has rocked the West Bank since October 7th to 2023, when Hamas and its blah, 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 blah. The clash that killed 3 in Kafir Melik on Wednesday evening came days after residents accused the IDF of fatally shooting Moatz Amar Hamaliel, a 13-year-old boy from the same village. Darn that violence, rocking the West Bank with that passive voice. So violence rocked the West Bank. You mean Israeli settlers attacked Palestinians? They call it violence rocking the West Bank.
I mean, I don't want to keep stressing that they're Christian, but I feel like I know a lot of Christians down here that have no idea about this and will be dumbfounded to learn of such a thing.
In response to a question about Hamal's death, the IDF said that the terrorists threw stones at passing cars and soldiers who acted in accordance with the rules of engagement and responded with fire to remove the imminent threat. The incident is under examination. Oh, good. They're going to investigate. From October 7th, 2023 until Wednesday night, Israel forces have killed at least 918 Palestinians in the West Bank, including at least 193 minors. At least 24 more Palestinians were killed by Israeli settlers or Israelis of unclear affiliation.
Yeah, no, the government doesn't approve of that, though, Jimmy. Those settlers just doing that. Strangely, they can have AR rifles, even though the gun control laws are so crazy. Maybe after October 7th, they were like, hey, the worst of Israel can have deadly weapons. Maybe that's what it is, but I honestly don't know.
So if, in case you weren't repulsed enough by Israel and what the Israelis are doing. Again, that's not Jews. Most of the Jews I know are against what Israel's doing, against Benjamin Netanyahu, and against this kind of violence on Christians in Palestine.
And I gotta say, I'm very impressed when I look at YouTube, because my algorithm's wild. I watch every religious thing. Christians here are starting to wake up to the Ziocon nonsense Christianity we've had.
Are they?
Which, oh yes, because that's all the Schofield. They all talk about Schofield Bible now.
Oh, really?
I don't know how they all figured it out, but that country singer was on Tucker and he told the whole story. So, dude, I've never seen that. I mean, maybe that's an op. I don't know, because I don't know how they all suddenly discovered this. I was a Jehovah's Witness as a kid, arguing with my little born-again friends about this stuff years and years ago, and I never thought I'd see the day where they noticed that everything, like the rapture left behind, that's Zionist Christian bullshit. Darby dispensationalism.
Is it?
Yeah, and that's from England. And by the way, just here, let me just cut, spoiler alert. That was a psyop from England. Okay, they sent there. We never liked England until World War I. We liked France. They helped us fight England. Remember?
That's right.
Remember War of 1812? All of a sudden, World War I, we become best pals with England again. And it's been that way and you better not say anything about Winston Churchill. That's like talking bad about Israel.
Yeah.
That's my Israel. Winston Churchill. You better watch your mouth about him. How did they pull that off? The British invasion of music. How did they pull that off? They're waking up. And that's why I defend people that are MAGA, because I don't like belonging to a stupid name of a stupid group, but I know they're not for this bullshit the TV tells me they're for.
Okay, over to Steph.
All right. Thank you, Jimmy. Everything's a scam. Everything's a lie. Everything's hypocrisy. And so I don't comply. Vientikiss. Kenny and Pusiever are uniparty cons. Go Maxime. Brad. Oh, here we go. Big gong coming your way, folks. Oh, shit. Later. I'll have to do the gong later. Hold on. Let's see if I can do it. That's a little one. Reminds me of a friend who is a senior IT security guy. He has no smart appliances in his home, minimal apps on his phone. He said if you understood how vulnerable and fragile these systems are, you wouldn't have them either. Toway. Thank you for that one, Toway. Give me buttons and knobs.
They don't want you ever to know that. That's the whole thing depends on you never knowing that.
Right? Agreed. I do. Soon I will be on Jupiter. Savage. Snowy. Iran had the cards in its hands and could have stopped the slaughter going on between the river and the sea. Snowy. Bibi Netanyahu's parents were very disappointed that Bibi's first words were, Iran is weeks away from a nuclear weapon. P. Walker. Thank you, P. We live in WWE politics / media with AI. Unless I see myself, I don't believe it. Studio. Moi, Captain Kibbies. Thank you for that one. Moi, right back. Wow. That was the first time Jimmy didn't say Ivory Tower after ranting about Cornell. See you in Vancouver. Love you all to bits, especially Kurt. T-Bone. Look at you, T-Bone. Thank you, T-Bone. Remember why people were freaked out afraid of Luke Wilson's character in Idiocracy? In case you forgot, it was because he didn't have an ID tattoo. Oh my God. I like that movie, Idiocracy. I'm going to watch it this weekend, Vienticus. I think it's a good film to watch. Join Steph's movie club. Watch Idiocracy. And then the next one. Oh, I've got to find that other one that you were recommending earlier. Somebody recommended.
The only issue, by the way, I like that movie. I love that movie. But the only issue that I have with it, that bugs me a little bit, is they push that stupid eugenics thing of, oh, the stupid people keep breeding, but the smart people aren't breeding enough. And I think the smart people did this to us. I don't think it was the stupid people. I think they take whatever the smart people make for them.
Okay.
Agreed. Thank you.
Come to me.
And back to Jimmy.
So, guess what? Trump said working on a plan to end the Gaza war and expand the Abraham Accords. Wow, this is so...
Wow, we've come a long way from swearing by the helicopter, haven't we?
Yeah. U.S. President Trump is pushing Prime Minister Netanyahu to conclude the 20-month-old war against Hamas in the Gaza Strip following the success of the 12-day war against Iran. Several Hebrew media outlets reported Thursday amid calls in Israel for the same.
He's trying to pressure Netanyahu. I told you they want to pin it on Netanyahu at the end because they hate him.
Yes.
And this is all part of getting it all on him. So if he doesn't do it, then, oh, that bad man's gone now. Luckily, good old Israel's back.
The Cannes public broadcaster reported that Trump's demand to cancel Netanyahu's criminal trial was also linked to this effort. What are they going to call their new plan? The One Big Genocide Plan? Is that what it's going to be? The One Big Beautiful Genocide Plan?
The family plan?
The report said that an unnamed senior Israeli official close to Netanyahu had said Trump's Truth Social post demanding that Netanyahu no longer be forced to stand trial on multiple criminal charges wasn't sent out for no reason. It is part of a larger move that is meant to bring an end to the war in Gaza. The release of all the See, that's the whole thing, because if Netanyahu, the reason why he keeps attacking Yemen, Syria, Lebanon, Iran, and Gaza is because if wars end, he's going to be prosecuted inside Israel. And so, as Bill Clinton said, and Mersheimer said, that the reason why Benjamin Netanyahu keeps doing war is because if he doesn't have a war, he will lose power and he'll be prosecuted. And so that's why Trump is advocating for Netanyahu's pardon or non-prosecution in Israel, because that'll get Netanyahu to stop doing war, because the only reason he's keeping doing war is because he knows he's going to be locked up as soon as it's over.
Wow.
And
if you thought America didn't care about its citizens, imagine Israel. It's good you're slavishly devoted to Israel when that piece of shit not only experimented with gene therapy first on you from Pfizer. We covered that back when it happened. He would hold you hostage in his country so that you're under threat, so that he can get away with all the crimes that you know he did. And why I love Jews is they don't let that go with their own people.
They don't. They put a lot of their former prime ministers in jail.
Never forget means they ain't going to forget what he did.
So according to the source, Trump published that statement to prepare public opinion in Israel for a pardon process for Netanyahu. So just to let you know, I would sooner trust Diddy to give me a back rub than Netanyahu to foment peace. So
He's going to be acquitted.
So many people just refuse to realize that everything Netanyahu does is merely in service of himself. He doesn't even believe in his most ardent supporters. He's willing to kill his own people at the snap of a finger, relying on their sense of pride to keep them from realizing it.
Yeah, well, racism, your sense of eugenics and racism.
Meanwhile, the Israeli Hayom newspaper reported that as part of the American president's plan to end the war, new countries would join the Abraham Accords, and Israel would be required to commit to supporting a future Palestinian state. According to the outlet, Trump brought up the matter of ending the war during a euphoric phone call with Netanyahu late on Monday following the United States' weekend strikes on Iran's underground nuclear facilities.
What? Why is it so euphoric like they said that to them in the interview?
Is it nothing gets me more euphoric, Kurt, than hearing about the baby steps of World War III rattling the rafters of the world?
Oh, I'm getting hard.
I get an Armageddon boner. That's why. Yeah.
And we got all the horsemen of weapons now. You notice that?
Citing an unnamed source familiar with the conversation, the newspaper reported that during the phone call, the two leaders agreed to wrap up the war in Gaza within 2 weeks, requiring Israel to halt its military offensive and Hamas to release the remaining 50 hostages. I got to drop that special.
Yeah,
I got to drop it. The Palestinian terror group's leadership would then be exiled, and 4 Arab states, including the UAE and Egypt, would be tasked with jointly governing the war-torn enclave in its place. It did not identify the other 2 Arab states that would supposedly govern the territory. As part of the rehabilitation of the Strip, any Gazans wishing to emigrate would be absorbed by several unnamed countries. Sounds like ethnic cleansing. Netanyahu's office denied this report. The conversations that described in the article is in Israel Hayom did not take place. Israel was not presented with the political proposal supposedly described in the article, and it obviously did not agree with it. So that's according to Israel. Okay.
So we have no idea because they never tell the truth ever.
Arab states have repeatedly asserted that they will not take part in the post-war rehabilitation of Gaza absent Israel's acquiescence to the Palestinian Authority, gaining a foothold in the Strip as part of a pathway to a future two-state solution, a demand that until now Netanyahu has flatly rejected. Moreover, Hamas's leaders have also long rejected demands to go into exile. As part of the plan, Trump and Netanyahu were said to have agreed that Israel would be required to express support for a future two-state solution conditioned on reforms made by the Palestinian Authority. In exchange, Washington would recognize Israeli sovereignty in some parts of the West Bank. With the end of the war in Gaza and a renewed Israeli commitment to a future two-state solution, both Saudi Arabia and Syria would establish ties with Israel under the Abraham Accords, the report stated, and other Arab and Muslim countries would follow suit. Saudi Arabia has long conditioned the establishment of diplomatic ties on Israel's commitment to Palestinian statehood, while the possibility of peace with Syria has been raised repeatedly in recent months as the two countries are reportedly in direct contact following the fall of Assad regime last year. So there you go.
Why don't you say the installation of Al-Qaeda? How about that instead?
Right?
The fall of Assad. Oh, he fell. He must be clumsy. You know, like a woman with a black eye. I'm clumsy. I fell.
So apparently Gaza is going to be the next 15-minute city. And by that, I mean every hospital is going to stay up for just 15 minutes. Here's one more. Get ready for this. So Trump has big plans for Gaza. This is the WEF Trump plan for Gaza. You ready for this? So just so funny that the front Iran fought. So this is the Abraham Alliance. It's time for a new Middle East. So this is what Trump is pushing.
Call it the Judeo-Christian Alliance.
This guy says it's just so funny that there's a guy from ISIS in the photo smiling.
Ooh, which one? Not the Al-Qaeda one.
I'm going to guess it's this guy.
Well, this guy's got a lot on his resume.
Is that the guy? Is that the Al-Qaeda guy?
Well, he's Al Qaeda.
I think so.
And then ISIS, where is the Israelis that formed ISIS? Oh, there's Netanyahu, the guy who helped form ISIS. And let's see.
So
it's all the people that made up the terror. And I'm not saying it metaphorically because they were mean. They literally created the terrorists like it was COVID.
So this is the guy that's currently ruling Syria right now. He, up until 5 seconds ago, the United States had a $10 million reward for him because he's an Al Qaeda terrorist. He was the head of Al Qaeda in Syria.
That was the old
Now he's
him.
working with Trump, but they're afraid of a guy becoming mayor in New York City.
A rapper, an Indian rapper.
An Indian
you
rapper.
know how reliable our Indian appointees have been in these last few years? I'm sure he's going to live up to your fears.
So this isn't a peace deal, says Taz. It's an ethnic cleansing with diplomatic packaging.
Well, that's nice.
Arab nations administer Gaza. Palestinians forced into exile. Hamas removed while Israel keeps the West Bank. All for normalization with a genocidal regime. This is a betrayal of Palestine. Full stop.
That's how you know it's not a religious war. Liars that go, this is
That's
4,000. Right. No, it's not, because other Muslims are all in. This is business. And if you think it's not business, you're a dipshit.
That's right. I've had Zionists tell me it's a religious war.
Oh, people say it all the time. That's their way out.
It's not a religious war.
No, it's not. It's not 4,000 years old. It's since about 1948.
Yeah.
Or you illiterate.
Last time Israel signed a ceasefire deal in Gaza, they violated it immediately and at least 964 times within 42 days, then bombed it into oblivion when they felt like it. That's exactly right.
Well, who would ever believe a treaty with America or Israel ever? America's history of treaties, ask the Indians here how that went. What is everybody talking about? I would never deal with America ever if I was not from, you know what I mean? If I was in another country, like, that's like talking to the Illuminati or something.
I know.
Basically, yeah. So
here, this, let me just show you this. Here, James Lee posted this. Trump is floating a WEF-backed takeover of Gaza, a testing ground for a cashless, technocratic new world order. Will this bring peace and prosperity to the Middle East, or the soft launch of a global technocracy? Well, let's listen. Let's listen. This is what James Lee tweeted out.
These billboards are popping up around DC, and they say the Abraham Alliance, it's time for a new Middle East. Everything going on in the region right now, I wanted to know what this was all about, so I went to their website. It's a non-government political organization brought to you by the Coalition for Regional Security, and their plans are a new regional order in the Middle East. And I thought that sounded familiar. And then it dawned on me that I've heard that before at the World Economic Forum. Which is interesting because one of their founding members, Miss David, used to work for Tony Blair, the former UK Prime Minister, who is now a major partner for the WEF. Some of their plans include establishing a technocratic government in Gaza, including making it a cashless society and implementing an advanced mechanism of monetary supervision. Also, something I've heard from the WEF. With it being reported today that President Trump and Netanyahu have agreed to end the war in Gaza within the next 2 weeks, I think it's important to pay attention to very powerful groups whose members have previously worked for the government and in intelligence and headed negotiations who may have influence on the future of this region. I mean, these billboards aren't just popping up overnight for nothing. As always, let me know what you think about all of this down below.
So there you have it. It's a WE plan to it's their test city.
Oh, I guess when people go to the WEF and talk and deal with them, they're part of the thing too. I guess that's what that means, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's what that means. So there you have it. Mm-hmm. They're a cashless society.
Fine. Well, we're already there. I use my phone to pay for things. It's not a soft launch. It's a hard launch. We've had the soft launch.
That's right. It's a hard launch.
It's worse than China, and Americans are too stupid to even know that because they never went to China and don't know shit about China. All the information comes from the Epic Times, a Falun Gong cult. You know that?
Yep.
I learned that from Aaron.
I know that. Epic Times does some good work, but they are definitely what Kurt just said.
Yeah, well, you just got to know the biases up front. I think everybody understands that. But nobody wants to tell you, and nobody wants to lay it out for you. But liars will tell the truth sometimes because they have an overall lie they're working towards.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to bring on our next guest.
Kim Bright.
Kim Bright is going to come with us. Can we say goodbye to Kurt temporarily? Thank you, Kurt.
Bye, guys.
Talk to you soon. Okay,